Hello, my name is Emmett Hassan. I work for the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. My job title is License Coordinator, and I've worked there for 8 years. And I'm making this video to explain a little bit about the licensing process, what it looks like. And I'll also expand on how to apply for a license for an ASL interpreter. Now, this is just for licenses in the state of Arizona. Now, it's important to go to our website, and that is www.acdhh.org. A home screen will pop up, and you'll look for a link. Well, there's a few tabs. One for application forms. You can go ahead and click on that, and it'll take you to another screen. And for this case, we'll use a provisional application for the provisional license. You'll download the application, and it's a PDF file. And it's up to you if you want to go ahead and print that and fill that out, or you can also just fill out the form online. Now understand that you must sign the document as well. Once it's filled out and signed, it's important to make sure that you go through again and check and make sure everything is filled out correctly. Now, also with the application, there is a $25 fee. And the third page of the application, you're going to follow the directions on that. If your last name is different, if you are married or divorced and your last name is different, then it's important to also send a copy of your marriage license or certificate or the divorce paperwork. Also, we'll need college transcripts or a copy of your diploma from your college or university. There's a yes or no questions as well. Make sure you go through that. And I've already said the $25 fee as well. For U.S. citizenship, you have to prove that you are a citizen. And there's a form for that as well that's separate, and you can print that if you'd like or fill it out online. You can also use your birth certificate as well. We only need one of those. Let's say if you have a visa, if you're here from another country, you would attach that as well. And that would prove that you can work in the United States. Now I'm going to explain a little bit of the 3 E's. Education, experience, now for provisional license, for the Class C provisional license, if you apply for that, you would be required to show 80 hours of education. We'd also need either official or unofficial transcripts to prove those 80 hours. You can use RID approved workshops to attain those hours if you haven't attained the 80 hours in college. So RID workshops are approved and you can use those. For example, a 1-credit course would be about 16 hours of education. If you have a 5-credit course, that would be a total of 80 hours, but altogether you must have 80 hours of education. The second E, examination, we're talking about the NIC test, the National Interpreter Certification. You must take the written exam first. That's key to gaining a provisional C license. We would need a copy of from RID that you have passed the written examination. The third E, experience, and this is just for a provisional C license. And we're talking about 80 hours of experience of interpreting. This can be at a church, a school, maybe your internship, but altogether you need 80 hours. So for example, you could do 20 hours at a school, 20 hours at a church, 20 hours, other places, but the important part is to have 80 hours total. And then we would also need an official letter of the person who you're working with. And they would need to sign it at the bottom and give their phone number as well, so we can contact them to verify the hours. We would also need 2 letters of recommendation. Again, on our website, if you go to the tabs at the top, you can print the letter and ask if they would mind to fill it out. It could be an interpreter you've worked with or a mentor. But it's important to fill out that you've had experience with voicing and as well as signing. So altogether, once you have everything ready, you can mail it to me and we can start your application process. Now, once I receive the packet, that begins day 1. And we have a 30-day limit for the application process. So I'll go ahead and read through the packet, make sure everything is there that we need. And then I'll be sending a letter back to you to let you know that we've completed that process. Now, if I'm reading through and realize the application isn't finished and there are parts missing that we need, then I'll send you a letter telling you which parts we would need. So let's say it's been 15 days. That would suspend at that time, and we would wait for the pieces of information that we're missing. So for instance, if 20 days later I would receive the information, the parts that were missing, then the time would start again, and you would have 20 days left, or excuse me, 15 days left. So once I view everything and if it's complete, then I'll go ahead and send the letter out saying the application is finished. Now I will present this to the board once it's finished, and these 30 days are called administrative completion review. And that's abbreviated ARC. Administrative review of completion. Once I present it to the board has 60 days, which is called substantive review. And what that means is that the board has 60 days to review the packet. The Interpreter Application Review Committee, IARC, will go ahead and review the packet, make sure everything is there. And they may ask for more expansion on some parts of the application, and we'll go ahead and contact you if that happens. If it's not complete at that time, you have 60 days for the Interpreter Review Application Committee. And if everything looks good at that point, then they can go ahead and approve by the board, the full board. Or it can go to the executive director, who can also approve the application. Whether the board or the executive director approves, we will contact you and let you know. And I'll create a formal letter that looks a little bit like this. Oh, your badge, which looks a little bit like this. And we'll go ahead and mail your badge to you, and then you can start interpreting. The process of application is very basic, and that's what the process looks like. Hope you understand, and good luck on the test.